Thank you, Louise. Louise does a great job with the volunteer program. I think everybody will agree. She's really taken our volunteer program a long way from when what I remember it to be when I first came here 10 years ago. So we very much appreciate her. It is my honor and privilege to welcome our valuable volunteers, distinguished guests, and Westmoreland County Food Bank board members and staff to this, our inaugural Volunteer Appreciation Lunch. As we all know, volunteers are the glue that holds the fabric of the food bank together. Without the hard work of thousands of volunteers, we could not do what we do, feed over 7,000 low-income households in Westmoreland County every month. From the volunteers who repack food in our warehouse, to the volunteers who distribute food at our pantries, pack our senior program boxes and our backpack program boxes, to the volunteers who help in our office and conduct food drives and fundraising events and myriad other activities, I offer my heartfelt thank you. We truly could not do it without you. I'm going to take a few minutes also to, you know, I think sometimes I read better without these glasses. I'm not sure if it's the wrong distance or what, but anyway. Oh, I'm sorry. People hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, good. It's also my privilege to talk to you today about a very exciting project that we've been involved in for the last 2 to 3 years. In 2007-2008, a county-wide gap study was conducted for the food bank. To our shock, the study revealed that there are 40,000 eligible Westmoreland County residents who are not receiving food bank services. This is over and above the 15,000 people in 7,000 households that we currently serve each month. In order to address this gap and get serious about ending hunger and food insecurity in our county, we implemented an expansion and outreach pilot project to help us create a template for ending hunger and food insecurity that ultimately can be replicated community by community throughout Westmoreland County. Our vision is to end hunger in Westmoreland County. In 2009, the Jeanette area was selected for the pilot project. A marketing study was conducted in the pilot area, and an action plan was developed to achieve the following objectives: feed more people, increase our food supply, increase the reach and capacity for both the food bank and our pilot pantries, mobilize the public around the issue of hunger, increase and leverage government resources, and inspire the confidence and support of our staff and member agencies. I'm pleased to report that all of these objectives were met in 2009 in the pilot project. Most importantly, though, of all of these goals, we are now providing food assistance to 191 new households in the Jeanette area, and that's very exciting to us. Now, we expect to complete the Jeanette expansion and outreach pilot this year. It's a year earlier than we had thought. Next year, 2011, we'll move our expansion and outreach efforts to the Mount Pleasant, Scottsdale area. Beyond 2011, we'll move to New Kensington and Monessen and eventually expand our services throughout all of Westmoreland County. At this time, I'd like to take a moment to thank a couple of people and organizations. I'd like to thank the United Way of Westmoreland County. Skip isn't here, I guess, huh? Well, oh, there you are. Hi, Skip. Okay, you're just in time. The United Way was absolutely instrumental in getting this project off of the ground because they generously provided seed money to get going with the project. They provided us with 3-year funding for the position of pilot project manager, Texie Waddell, who I would like to recognize particularly. Texie, where are you? There she is. Stand up. Texie has done an excellent job organizing, documenting, leading, pushing this project forward, keeping everybody on task. So she's done a wonderful job. anyways, getting back to United Way. So they provided $50,000 a year for 3 years, 2009, 10, and 11, so that we could hire a staff person to really make this project happen. Without that funding, we would not have had the resources to make our project a resounding success. So thank you again to United Way of Westmoreland County, Nancy Kukovich, Dana Bauer, Skip Glenn, and everybody else who works there. And I'd also like to take a moment to thank the 4 Jeanette pilot pantries. Without the pilot pantries, this would not have happened at all. They were so supportive. They worked very hard. They were very easy to work with. They were very flexible, very open to any suggestions we made, et cetera, et cetera. So they're fabulous. And I'd like to thank Major Waddell and the Salvation Army Food Pantry, Pat and Mike Balditch and the Grace United Church of Christ Food Pantry, Donna Greiner and the First Baptist Church Food Pantry, and Peggy Beach and the First Presbyterian Church Food Pantry. Round of applause. Without their effort to support the pilot project would not have been possible, as I said before. This is really an exciting thing for me to talk about for just a minute. The culmination of the expansion and outreach pilot project was when WCFB, Westmoreland County Food Bank, was selected to receive the Feeding America Agency Capacity Program of the Year Award in Austin, Texas earlier this month. I was so proud to be there to accept this national award on behalf of the Westmoreland County Food Bank Board of Directors and staff. As a small food bank, we were particularly thrilled to be nationally recognized for our pilot project, as we were in competition with much larger food banks for this prestigious award. I was so excited, I was beside myself. At the dinner that night in Austin, it was a big awards dinner that Feeding America has every year. I hoped in my heart of hearts that we would win, because I knew it was such a fantastic project. But I couldn't believe that it would actually happen. We were up against, the San Francisco Food Bank, the Los Angeles Food Bank, the New York Food Bank, food banks many, many times our size with many more resources than we had. But we were told that an inside source, a mole, told us that when they received the proposal, and all of the accompanying paperwork and documentation and everything, PowerPoint presentation, you name it, that they were absolutely wowed with what we had done. And particularly since we're so small, they commented that it was such a creative, innovative project that no one else in the whole Feeding America network was doing. So we are extremely proud, and I couldn't be more proud of the staff at the food bank who really, really worked hard to make this happen. And I'd like to thank all of the Westmoreland County Food Bank staff. It was funny. I'll just tell you this little story for a second. I was sitting there next to Joyce Rothermill at the awards dinner, at the table next to her. She's the CEO of the Pittsburgh Food Bank. And I was so sure that we were not going to win this award. And of course, I had a little attitude about that. I was sitting there eating worms at the table. And I was, kind of not paying attention. And suddenly they announced the award, and Joyce had to nudge me and say, "That's you!" I honestly, for a couple seconds, I didn't believe it. And you could tell I'm really excited about this, I'm sure. It took me a week for it to sink in that we had won this. So anyways, we're now going to just take a moment to show you 2 very brief videos of the Feeding America Award presentation in Texas. So